Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now, yes, this is a bit different. Obviously I'm actually recording on my phone and not on my PC. Well, that is because this is going to be a special vlog. I am going to Newcastle for the 2023 Supercars season, just for the start for the Supercars season actually. So I'm going to be vlogging my experience there. I'm going to try and get a lot of B-roll mainly, probably from my house to the hotel that I was saying had. And there'll be also a bunch of stuff as well at the track itself. So yeah, hopefully it goes well. So we are now here in Newcastle. We're trying to figure out our way to the track. And obviously we haven't checked into our room yet, but as of right now it does look pretty good. And pretty sure we can also see that I'm pretty sure up ahead is the track. So I can't actually don't know what event is on right now. But I guess we'll find out when we get there. So yeah. Alright, so we are now in the event in Newcastle. And I can already see some stuff that I already saw in Melbourne, the army stuff, and some merchandise as well. We'll also have a look at that. And currently now looking at the map. So the map. Jesus Christ. This is the map of Newcastle, of the track. I'm pretty sure we're going to be sitting at the very last corner, so probably around in turn 12, I'm pretty sure. But I might be wrong, and I need to now stop before this thing gets more loud. Oh, good God. Okay, so just outside. No, this is just at the track now. Super 2s are currently on. I think when we get up to the stands, I'll show what we can see. It's actually pretty good, not gonna lie. I quite like it. So it's pretty packed now. There's a lot of people, especially schools. Especially if you do come to here in Australia in a race, you're most likely to see some schools. But this is great. Okay, so pretty sure Thrifty's now finished, and now we'll go over to Supercars practice.
That's a big undertaking. So the men and women in these race teams in the background.
practice just ended. So the car speed Andre Heimgarn actually was the fastest. We're just gonna get lunch now, and we're now actually gonna be walking past the Super 2 garage. So I just set the camera.
This is not the first time we've had it happen right there in the Dunlop series as well. So red flag now, so everyone's slowed down. Heart rates are up, that was Matt Charter. So a bit of drama here now. It's coming up, it's the first day of the season, it's always busy for drivers and teams. Throw in that brand new car, there's a whole lot more for them to do. So for more on this, let's head down.
Low turret, slicker rear wing, that's a really cool overlay. It gives you some idea of the dimensions. So let's do that again with the Camaro over the Commodore. Again, hey, lot of vision, lot of play.
So I'm not too sure if it picked up what I said earlier, but Super 2 started, now it's finished, thanks to a red flag by Charlotte and Johnson. I think like they both crashed, and Aaron Love's also involved as well, so red flag there. And yeah, so now it'll be a Supercars practice soon.
back because he's usually sitting where Garth and I are sitting in the commentary box. So looking forward to seeing and hearing everything that probably is.
So while the Red Bull plane is going all over the place in the year, practice 2 for Supercars just finished. SVG, of course, that's in is the fastest in FP2. Pretty sure next to some, oh no, some like touring car thing, I'm pretty sure, some like touring car masters race, I'm pretty sure. Maybe something else, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna guess probably a drift truck, but not too sure. But can't remember what the next one is, but it'll be coming up soon. Okay, so pretty sure it's going to be the next race, just some like trophy classic race. I can't remember what's it called. Trans Am race. There we go. Trans Am series. So that's up next. We're just walking over to the stands now to watch the trophy race. So the trophy race is finished. Got to one, but it's fine. Now FP3 for Supercars is about to start. So we're just heading back to the room now. Copyright, lovely. So here the cars are going around the track. But that's kind of it for day one. We're just gonna be just chilling, and then we'll be back at I don't know, maybe around 9 or 10. Actually, we're gonna be here around 10 o'clock, 10:05. To watch the Dunlop Super 2 qualifying, the overall qualifying for Super 2 for the first race of this weekend. So we're very excited about it. But day one, great success, but I'm pretty tired. Good morning, everyone. It's now Saturday. Obviously, this is race day, I guess we'll say, race 1 for the Dunlop Super 2 series in the Supercars series. It was also pretty unreal as well last night. Went out for dinner with my dad, and all of a sudden I saw in the lobby of the hotel Mark Scaife, Michael Massey, Chad Nalon, and Craig Lowndes, and I took a photo with Craig Lowndes himself, which I was definitely not shitting myself in, but yeah, obviously I'll show a picture of it. It was actually a good picture, so I'll get into that. But I was pretty surprised by that, I'll be honest. That actually happened, and yeah, so I'm still in bed right now. I'm just relaxing before we go out at around maybe 10:05 probably. Also could be doing the pit lane walk today as well, and that'll be I sadly I do have to miss out on the Supercars qualifying, so I won't be able to cover that, but I will be able to cover the Dunlop Super 2 series. So yeah, but if you're enjoying this vlog right now, please like and subscribe. It would really help me, especially on this channel. So yeah, I'll see you at the track.
for this session. So what's Matt Charter got for us? Currently down 11th. Personal best to the end of the second sector. Is there any time?
So Super 2 just finished. I'm pretty sure it was Cooper Murray gained pole position after pretty sure like a year off of racing. That was pretty neat. Now I'm pretty sure we're just walking around because we need to be at the pit lane walk by 11:20. So it's gonna be definitely an experience, and I'll definitely also be recording some stuff there as well. But as of right now, we are just walking around, just passing the time, I guess.
Guys, on this on the yellow line, please.
Okay, well, the pit lane walk is now done. Obviously, it is a bit long. There's quite a few people there, so it's fair enough. But cool experience. And now we're just gonna be heading back to the stands to watch. I'm pretty sure it's like the Touring Car Masters first race. I don't freaking know. So I'm pretty sure it's the second race for today for the Touring Car Masters. Right? I don't know what to call the class. I don't know. But yeah, heading to the stands now. And yeah.
Already closing, but Steve Johnson, very experienced race driver, he'll know that Ryan Hansford doesn't have now the gap or the positioning to be able to attack this last corner. So he now.
Okay, so the Touring Car Masters race is finished. I'm pretty sure Stevie Johnson won that, obviously. And then now will be the top 10 shootout for Supercars.
Turn 10, stays committed down there in 5th gear. Now he's got to gingerly try and stop it without locking that left front brake. He gets it done, he got it to the apex nicely. 70 k's for the hairpin, and then a change of direction. We'll give you the number in a second. He does a 12.2. He didn't hear his 5th as he runs it down the hill, and we jump on board and have a look over his left shoulder because it's one of the wildest of rides. It's a pretty good lap, this one. He's up in both sectors, and he didn't make a mistake down there in the hairpins. He's going to overrun that corner. Comes onto the start pretty straight, and he does a 12.15. You can see the fingertip control that he's got going. Who's 6th? So he's one of the few drivers I've seen actually shift it up a gear down there and not hang on to it. So no evidence of that rev limiter, but that makes you very busy when you get down the other end. Already the lap comes towards it. Use a bit of opposite lock to catch it out of that corner and gets across the line in 5th gear for a time of 1 minute, 12.14. Back to 2nd, left-handed turn 11. Nudges his apex down there. And gradually that's the problem. It is a drive-by-wire. This car is very big, they'll easily wheel spin, and that's been an area where drivers have been playing to get more performance, and that is a handy number. Drivers this weekend with the driver's eye view, he's also using 6th on the run down there. More and more of them have migrated to this as they've found more speed, and obviously with a grippy new tyre. They're coming off the previous corner at 9 very strongly. So I think about this place is all very strongly as well. And this looks as though it's going to give Cam Wallace the opportunity. Pole sitter in 2018. Same livery, different team. On the run now to the bottom left-hander down at the hairpin. Gets it stopped, hits his markers down there. Did that cost him some time back there at 7 and 8? This is going to be so close. A 12.02, no worry. There's 3 cars. So far, he's got the best cumulative numbers at the end of the 2nd sector. Can he finish this lap off? Uses all of the road on the exit of the hairpin. That's on the street. Brock was the quickest, but gets to the line and drops it into position number 3. So it wasn't quite there. This is a highly disciplined race driver, but he will be frustrated because not only did it lock, it was hard to unlock it and can't be off the apex of the turn. He may well be carrying a mark on that tyre now as well. So in towards the final corner for him. Very good. Oh my God, 12.04. Car control would be one of the keys. He slides the car, but he does it in a very delicate, sensitive way. And he's right there. At the moment, that's the This is going to be close. He does a 12.1 sector. Not good enough. I think in this. I've never seen a top 10 that's this close. At the moment, there's 0.2 of a second separates 9 cars. It's encouraging out of the second last corner. And how's the way they just all feeds? He's going to sit the squad more strong enough to be able to get him at the top of the end of the game.
My God, qualifying is amazing. I'm pretty sure the top 5, maybe the top 6 was like separated by like tenths. It was over punches. It was very, very, very close. But Brody Kosecki, he got pole position for race 1, and we're just gonna have lunch. Not really gonna watch the Aussie cars, whoever held the record. But then we'll be watching the Super 2 race. So yeah.
From X going down into turn 10.
Sherwell jumps out of the 55. That was a big impact between those two. Krasinski got the wall on the outside of turn number 1. There was already a pile-up. This was the original start down here with Craig Thompson, Kasukio, McCorkindale, and just about anybody else that wanted to be part of it.
But I don't think there was a part of the track where there wasn't an accident in this last lap. It was wild. It's good to see everyone seems to be okay and getting out, and now it's just the time of clearing everything up.
Well, what was going to be a quiet night in the Aussie racing car paddock is going to be a long night now. Krasinski taking the bell far from Chico. We'll see that car back out tomorrow. That's a big impact to see that. That was a heavy impact. So drama and lots of shots are the end of this race with Joel Heinrich winning from Anderson, Chapman, Riley, Nathan Williams. His first at the start of the series, finished at 5th. Into Malmo, Lockie Ward from the back.
That was one of the craziest races I just ever watched. The Aussie touring car track, I don't know what to call it either way now. That was hectic. Last lap, it was, I'm gonna guess it was like 4 pile-ups, 4 or 5 car pile-ups on the final lap. So that was interesting to watch. But now it is time to the Dunlop Series race 1.
2023.
Oh, good launch from Perkins. Zach Best was slow away. And Perkins will lead. Murray did not get with him. Kai Allen's trying to get around the outside. Did they get through turn 1? Oh, it looked like Kai Allen was wide. So far, we're through turn 1 and the run up to turn 2.
29 cars ripping up Watt Street. Great start, Jack Perkins. That's experience. Can they find the brake markers up here? We've had so many cars overshooting that brake marker in practice, and it's going to be awfully tight to run them too wide down the beach side. That's Brad Vaughan, and maybe contact for a moment with Matt Charter. He gets out of the bucket, keeps it on the track, ripping up through the residential section. A clean start through the first half of this lap. And back here is where you'll find the Super 3 cars mixed in with the Super 2 cars as well. It looks like the pole sitter there, Cam McLeod, holding his own at the moment. Frantic first lap, but they're all finding their own little piece of this Newcastle street circuit.
Smart play by Brad Vaughan and Matt Charter to go line astern from the run down turn 2 to turn 6. It's very difficult to go side by side down there. To do it that early in the championship is fraught with danger. So far, as you mentioned, Chad, so the teams can relay that information, but it's not. There's not a lot of time. And this will just show how blind it is. Look how late you react to see that car.
Cooper Murray leading.
no time there. I saw the lights flick off on the safety car. I was like,
they really held themselves nicely and get up now to action at turn 2. And how about Cooper Murray, the presence of mind then to be ready for that restart, to obey all the rules, wait for the green flag. And Stu McDonald, his engineer, would have been talking through that process. So we're back and running, green flag. And some clean running. Hopefully we get some more green flag laps in. We'll see what Murray can do from the lead.
Between himself and Jack Perkins, who looks to be under a bit of pressure from Zach Best. Perkins sideways off turn 9, trying to get the power down for the run down. The somewhat bent back straight. Down here through turn 10 over the bumps and breaking into 11. It's not close enough to get it done this time. Kai Allen in 4th. Nice and deep on the brakes, gets it under control for turn 11.
Super 2 and Super 3 fire.
Yeah, so they're connected, but no chat. Aaron Love trying to get up the inside of Jim Cena. That run out of here turn 9. His car back to pit lane on the previous lap. But Cooper Murray so far has done everything he needed to do. Didn't quite get the launch. Back nicely off Jack Perkins. Managed that late safety car restart beautifully. Opened the gap to have some safety. We'll lead this one home.
So debut wins in both Super 2 and Super 3.
So Super 2 just finished and Cooper Murray won that race after actually a pretty good pass on Jack Perkins. And then, yeah, it was just mayhem. It was almost classic Super 2 as the plane is all over the place, making it something simple. But yeah, Aaron Love didn't have a good race, nor did Ellie Morrow. There was just some carnage, but not a lot of it. But either way, pretty good race. We're just walking around now, and then we could be doing, well, actually what I should be saying is that we're going to be watching the Supercars race after it. I'm pretty sure it's 95 laps, so it will be a pretty long one, but hopefully it's good.
All new adventure begins with the new generation of Supercars. A great start by both the boys off the front row. Kostecki leads through turn 1, but runs very wide. Do they get through cleanly? They do. A remarkable start. Very, very equal between Cam Waters and Kostecki. Van Gisbergen got a ripper start, moved right across to the inside, and is now in behind Feeney. Do they get through turn 2? Okay, yes, at the moment they have. Nice job. Cold tyres, but cleanly through turn 1, and seemingly they've done a pretty good job of managing turn 2. That was a critical start for everybody to get out the other side clean. Now they thread all the way down Shortland Esplanade on those cold tyres, trying to figure out what you can get away with. And for the first moment in this race, open up, have a look around, check the mirror, who's behind me, where am I at, what's my margin, what have I got to do? Just about to say there's going to be a dive down here, and they were all able to cover. I thought that Gisbergen would fire down the inside of Feeney. Gets closer to the back of Cam Waters. Gold's got speed in the midfield at the moment.
It's a roar of the engines as they're counting down. It's the smell of the rubber, it's a V8 sound. It's a power, it's a passion. screaming, ringing in my ears. It's high octane down pit lane. You're gonna find out what you got. Toe to toe, out on the blacktop. It takes a bull run to crack the big one. It's a beautiful noise. It's a beautiful noise. The rumble of thunder rolling down under. This man and machine is chasing the dream. It's a V8 thrill, a crowd on the hill. It's a beautiful noise.
It's a V8 nation. It's king of the mountain. It's the spirit of Brocken, Holden and Falcon. It's pulling G-forces on 600 horses. It's the V8 story, the guts and the glory.
It's a beautiful noise. It's a beautiful noise. The rumble of thunder rolling down under. It's man and machine.
Alright, well, Supercars, the first Supercars race is now finished. Congrats to Shane Gisbergen. First win in Gen 3. Mark Feeney also came second place, and then Cam Waters came third. I noticed is that DGR, they were non-existent. And to be fair, Deep Sky kind of got screwed over by getting turned around by Hazelwood. Other ones, Randall hit Cameron Hill, I'm pretty sure, pit road, trying to get back onto the fast line, but couldn't really, because Scott Pye and Hill, they were both there, and it's kind of unlucky there. But yeah, that's really about it for the second day, I'm pretty sure. So now I'm just heading back over to the room. We're gonna have dinner, and that's kind of the end of day 2. Before I meet someone else in the hotel lobby, but we'll see. But catch you guys tomorrow, Sunday, for the final day of Newcastle. Good morning, everyone. Obviously, this is the final day of Newcastle. Obviously, news just broke out that Triple H has been excluded from race 1 because of the cooling. Sounds like the cooling position. Basically, the second cooling box was at the driver's side, which is not allowed. So ultimately, they have appealed it. But as of right now, Cam Waters is looking like to win the first race in controversial fashion. But heading down to the track now for the final day of Newcastle. Alright, so Super 2 qualifying and Super 3, I guess we'll say as well. Started now.
Sneak on by. Had the feeling that was going to happen every race.
Trying to slot himself back into traffic.
Did a nice job actually of getting it turned around and back on the road again, because if he gets back to the lane nice and quickly, he has got a chance of doing it. Flags flying, so this is the lap for Matt Charter.
Oh, there are good first sectors everywhere on the board. This one is not over yet. You want to get one today? He goes to third. Potentially Jack Perkins with a really good first sector. Robotham also in there. There is your potential pole man. Watching the live.
So Super 2 just finished. It was Ryan Wood who actually got pole position. So congrats to Walker Shaw trading in 9. Super 3 was Cameron McLeod. Another car coming. It's actually a pretty badly damaged car. It's a 38 that I'm pretty sure I recorded. There's more coming.
Just make sure you hydrate out your ass. I'm a single guest.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's over, hopefully. Yeah, congrats to Ryan Wood and Cameron McLeod, and I'm pretty sure next is the Supercars qualifying.
So they're waiting to give him some clear air because they've got trackers in their garages that tell them where the track process. But then because of the to the task. Heingartner's 12th.
Okay, well, Reynolds is our provisional pole. I think like Waters, Golden, who else? Vankisbergen, Feeney, Hazelwood, shout out to him. Slade. I can't remember who else. Obviously, I know there's other ones, but yeah, so we're just gonna show up a bit here, and then we'll watch the Aussie racing cars. Then top 10, we'll skip the Touring Masters race because I don't really care about that, and then we'll go along with the Dunlop and the Supercar races.
And on with the air conditioning on his number 11, his return to the series. 11,000 RPM on these 1300cc yellow engines. 50 metres to the turning point. He's going to see the usual suspects in the front. Heinrich will sweep to the lead, because the track narrows away so quickly and already on the defensive. And again, like we saw in race number 2, the Cool Drive cars going after the race leader.
Yeah, run so far pretty cleanly through turn 1, but it's all about trying to stop the car for turn 2. Very easy to get caught up here and stopped on the inside of the apex. As you can see, they're both battling too wide all the way down to turn 4. And this is where you've got to give each other a little bit of room because, as we see, very tight into turn 6 here, but it looks like he's both Cool Drives have given each other just enough room.
There is absolutely no easing with this category. You don't get a lap to settle in. It's from the go. And just like we saw in race number 2, the Cool Drive cars, they're not teammates. They carry the same livery. Running side by side down that hill, not recommended in any of our categories.
No, certainly not in the Supercars. As you can see, there's a move down here into turn 9, but that's really cost him on the exit, so quite a long run all the way down to turn 11. And as we saw yesterday, a few lockups on that first lap as the tyre temps are coming up, so it's important. As we can see already, a lockup here from Anderson and a few other cars. It's very tricky to get a stop here on that one.
Ken Quinn was one of them. He's in one of his best weekends in a long time. have jammed the track up here at turn 7 for the second time in as many days.
Listening for where he goes to 6th, he did. Some drivers are choosing to stay in 5th gear down there.
Requires a lot of patience to be able to advance the throttle in 2nd gear with all that horsepower, about 600 horsepower from these new engines. Use all of the exit space into the gutter in the final corner, and he's done a 12.7. The exit down there at 7, into the hairpin, turn 11, got it pulled up nice and cleanly down there.
Nice drive traction, not too much wheel spin. Cock sideways. I don't think it'll cost him very much, but it's a little bit down at 12.94.
That is not a good look, because it's the first time this weekend that we've genuinely seen a car damaged. Tim Edwards. He got the, he turned in just a whisker early, and he caught, as soon as we saw it, you needed to track sacrifice. He's turned it in just a tiny bit early, and on the next shot you see him whack the wall. You see all the different surface changes and the painted white lines right there, bang, up on the curb. Can't steer it, and it's gone heavily into the wall. They 5th, 4th, 3rd, back to 2nd, turn 11.
Gee, that was sideways, wasn't it, coming on to that back straight. So as you said, they've got it very pointy at the front, but the rear has not been Again, he's 2 laps in a row, and it's a 13.1. So I think the track down there, they're using a roaded front tyre and a green, brand new Dunlop on the rear. So Adam de Boer and Chaz Mostert have used this policy to good effect throughout history, and he's done it again now. His cumulative number is the best.
On the exit of 11, all the final turn, and he crosses the line with the rest of the set by a hefty chunk. 6/10 of a second. Lunges it down the hill. This is about 220 clicks over the bumps at turn 10, and appears here with the inside front unweighted, so you've got to try and stop the car without blocking that brake and hurting the tyre, and he's done that. Again, slides it off turn 11, final corner coming up. The owner of the team, and they're watching at Walkinshaw Adretti United, and Slade drops it into position number 2 thus far. About a 10th.5 slower in the mid-sector by comparison to Mostert. His line on the exit of 9 was interesting. He changed the way compared to Mostert he intended. To get to the top, he drops into position 2, 0.26 behind Chaz.
That James went to in terms of personal exertion, the attack across the curbs, the amount of oversteer on the exits. So he's been pressing on very hard in the middle of this lap. Be close. There's going to be nothing in this one. What's it do for Golding? 12.19, 1/10 of a second behind Mike.
Coming up now, he did a 25.9, so he's a little bit slower than Golding. In fact, James has got near 3/10 on him in the mid-sector, which is a big chunk. Is Waters going to be able to recover this in the final sector? 1 corner remaining. He's got a deficit to make up. Gets into the control line. Is it enough? No. Currently position 3.
On Golding. So at this point, Mostert and Golding are the front row. Mustang and Camaro. Can Reynolds pull it out?
Couple of gear shifts. Is it going to be good enough? It's going to be right.
So qualifying just finished, or top 10 shoot I should say. David Reynolds, final runner, gets pole position. I'm pretty sure he also nipped Chaz Mostert. He's still going to be coming around though. But congrats to David Reynolds on getting his, I can't remember his he's actually had a pretty few pole positions because he's like fully in his 20s, pole positions. So great job from Reynolds. He's gonna get lunch now. I'm probably gonna skip recording the Touring Car Masters race, but then we're gonna be doing. But then I'll be recording the Dunlop Super 2 race, so that'll be fun.
Let's find the future stars of the sport. So much to compete for in the Dunlop Series. Some big family names out there, and this is tight, really tight. Yesterday's race winner, Cooper Murray, was a bit slower, 3 wide down here. Right, turn 1, is that going to work? So tight, somehow they get away with it. Have a go at the lead for Zach Best. He's left them all behind.
Wow, Matt Charter up the inside at turn 1, just sent it deep. Everyone was locking brakes as they went to our pole sitter Ryan Woods dropped to 4th. He got a good initial launch, but it broke into wheel spin, and then the pack just jumped him. Matt Charter, like I said, was up the inside at 2. Somehow they all came out the other side. Zach Best is out of here. He doesn't want to be part of this. The rest of the field file their way down the beach side as they now make their way up through 7, 8 and 9. Aaron Love in 2nd place. He's holding the field back. Charter's pretty excited. He wants to get on with it. Ryan Wood wants back to the front as well.
Well, he said he was nervous about his race starts, 1st to 4th. And all the good work in qualifying has been undone for now. While on the defensive side, Charter's got him cooking in the rear. Down at 11, he's also got Ryan Wood right up that rear wing.
Plenty of energy in this first lap.
There's just one tiny bit of racetrack left.
Flags, safety car boards and flags.
Safety car here at Newcastle, and the track is almost jammed. We said earlier in the race cup, this is the part of the circuit where so many of these young drivers
started right at the front of the field. Ryan Wood was
Well, 7-2's race just finished in pretty underwhelming fashion. Basically, there was a huge wreck, pretty big crash that happened. Obviously, I mean, I don't know call the end of it, sadly. But it was oil on the track everywhere, so and there was excessive cleanup. Could not finish the race, sadly. But Zach Best, he won the race, so congrats to Zach. Unfortunate for Ryan Wood, there, our pole sitter, he got caught up in that accident. And now we're just going to be relaxing until the Supercars race. To that guy over there.
This is the second instalment of the Thrifty Newcastle 500. Drop up the clutches, and Reynolds gets off to a roaring start, but quickly overtaken by Chaz Mostert. Mostert will lead them to 1. Reynolds drops into 2. We had a clean start through turn 1 yesterday. Do we get the same today? And yes is the answer. No! We've got a problem further back in the grid here for Declan Fraser and Jack Smith. They didn't even reach turn 1. And it looked like the wall on the left-hand side has got damage on it too there, Neil. So the spin, as the car has turned around, safety car's been deployed, but I think the spin has gone around to the left and hit the left-hand side wall in track direction. But we'll get another shot of that very shortly because I'm sure we've got replays to cover it. But what a jump off the start by David Reynolds was great, but way too much wheel spin in the second phase of the start. And Chaz was pretty forceful into turn 1 because he knew he had to capitalise on that wheel spin.
And that's where you've really got to be aggressive, because the yield that you get in those early moves can last for the whole race. So perfect through turn 1 for everybody, but what I didn't realise is that there was more trouble down the order. So I think you'll find that cars are ushered through pit lane here because of the position where Declan is, and that's another tip for car damaged. So cars will go through the lane, and the Supercars recovery team here will deal with this. So Jack Smith there in the rear, here's Declan, and then interlocked. So Declan and Ollie Jones interlock, and it turns around, coming to 6th training entry. This is the end of the pole sitter. And Nice was the second wheel spin for the Supercars. It's got away okay. First point, the second wheel spin.
So everybody now is going to work out where this
Okay, so now we're just under just red flag conditions. Declan Fraser and Ollie Jones, they crashed at the back of the field at the starting grid. So now we're just in red flag just so they can fix the pit wall, because that has been moved back a bit. Not too sure how long the red flag is going to go for. It is, but we'll have to wait and see though. But pretty disappointing. But as of right now, Chaz Mostert is in the lead as of right now.
tries to go down the outside line.
It's a V8 nation. It's King of the Mountain. It's the spirit of Rocky, Holden and Falcon. It's pulling G-forces on 600 horses. It's the V8 story, the guts and the glory. It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful night. The rumble of thunder rolling down under. Spinning sheets, chasing the dream. It's a very thrill, caught on the hill. It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful night.
So, Supercars just finished. Emma gets back at 1, obviously, like always. Why am I not surprised? This time for real this time. I don't think there's been any investigation or anything. It was actually a great battle though by Van Gisbergen and Mostert. That was a good battle. And now just walking back and mostly walking past all the Super 2 cars. Some of them pretty damaged up, like Brad Vaughan over here. But either way, it was still a great event, great weekend, and a good start as well for the 2023 Supercars season. So that's really about it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.